Hey there. Are you looking for something in particular? Let me set these down. Okay, yeah. So, this is your first time in the library, wow. Excuse me, it's not very often that I run into people that have their first time at the library like this. Okay. So are you looking for, books, movies, games? Oh yes, we've got quite the selection. So, yeah, actually, we started carrying movies about a decade ago. You think library and you think books, but actually we do have movies and we have for a while. And it's been like the last 5 or 6 years, maybe, that we've actually started carrying actual games, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like right over here. Sorry. We have got Pokemon Mystery Dungeons for the Switch. Oh yeah, we go big time when we go with getting games. We know everybody loves Pokemon, or most everybody, and it's something for all ages. You can have your kids play it, teens can play it, young adults can play it. But we've got that, and we've got a rotating base. Some of the other libraries have some different games and everything. People pick them up here, and then they check out here and check them back in somewhere else. So you never really know what you'll find in our gaming section. Today we're just lucky to have one of the better games available. Yeah, I can show you some other games, yeah. I'm not sure what console system you have, but we do have Red Dead Redemption 2 for the PS4. I think in the back we have Series X? No, it is an Xbox One edition. However, it is available to be played on the Series X as well, I believe. I'm sorry, people. I'm not super versed in gaming, especially on the Xbox. I used to do it a lot more, but when I found my love of reading, that really became the highlight. What about if you're not into cowboys, or let's just try something different. What if I believe this is called a JRPG, but what about this game, Persona 5? It says change the world, changes le monde. Now, this is in English. I'm not 100% certain what language that is actually. Changes le monde. Okay, so if I say it like that, it sounds super French. But yeah, this is made of tin, so I think it might be like a collector's edition or something. Once again, I'm not great with it, but did you see anything out of those three, or down below, do you see anything that looks like it might entice you? Oh, really? Okay, yeah. I will pick that up for you. I got it in my hand here. Let's see. I'm gonna put it off to the side, because you seem like you're still looking for something. Would it be books or movies, perhaps? Okay. Yeah, our movie section is over on this side, yeah. So yeah, we've got a wide variety of movies, and one of my personal favorites that I've watched recently, Matilda. Oh yeah, that one, the one from the 90s. And it's got the legend, of course, Danny DeVito, Rhea Perlman, Embeth Davids, Pam Ferris, and Mara Wilson. It says, from the author of James and the Giant Peach and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Incredibly fun movie, a great movie for all ages. And not just all ages in the sense of 10 to 125, but from 90s to the 2000s to the 2010s and even into the 2020s. I think this is a W, like a really good movie. Yeah? Okay, I can do that for you. Now, I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but I do have right here The Phantom of the Opera. Yeah. That is Christine Daae, and that, my dear, is The Phantom. As good as movies get, the music, the production, all incredible. That is from Larry King. He is a genius whose rapturous music fills the opera populaire of 1870 Paris, in a solitary soul hiding his disfigurement behind a mask and dwelling in the catacombs below. But he can no longer hide his love for young soprano Christine, and the phantom may emerge from the shadows past the point of no return. Have you seen this movie? Really? Oh man, yeah, I can't recommend it enough, yeah. So, yeah, I actually watched this fairly later in life. I was like 18-ish. Yeah, now I'm in my 20s, yeah. But, yeah, at 18 I watched this for the first time. I was on vacation, staying at a hotel, and I had this downloaded on iTunes, and I was just like, hey, what the hey, let me watch it. And I fell in love with it. Now, full disclosure, I enjoy movie musicals. It's kind of a hobby of mine, or a passion project, or whatever, what may have you. But I do try to recommend this to anybody with an open mind. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so with that out of the way, I do want to show you a couple more items. Are you big into reading, or do you have a specific, book you came for, seeing as, you thought the library was only books? Of course, yeah. So, that would be in our nonfiction section. Most of the time, the nonfiction section is over that way for future preference, but I do in fact have this right up here. It's How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And it says, go after the job you want and get it. Take the job you have and improve it. Take any situation and make it work for you. Okay, so the most groundbreaking guidebook of all time introduces simple and life-changing concepts such as how to make a good first impression, how to win people to your way of thinking, how to criticize other people without creating resentment, how to increase your ability to get things done, how to become a more effective leader. Yeah? There's just a couple more. and how to successfully navigate almost any social situations, what to do when nothing else works, and much more. Dale Carnegie has tons of good self-help books. I was actually reading this not too long ago. I'm on page 70, took a little bit of a break from it. There's actually an audiobook on YouTube, yeah. Yeah, I occasionally like to go over there and watch some of those ASMR videos and also some book reviews. Ooh, this is a good one. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. Yeah, so like, don't make people resent you before you've even started. Pretty good lesson, right? Yeah, that's why you've always gotta just greet someone with a smile. Oh my gosh, what is your name, by the way? Wow. No, it's just a beautiful name. That's actually pretty unique. Where is that from? Oh, okay. Of course, yeah. No, that's really cool. Awesome name. And I want to show you a couple more books. Are you into Star Wars? Okay, yeah. So, like, fist bump it right there for a second. Meet me halfway. Exactly, yeah. Star Wars is W. The books are awesome. I've got a couple books here. And I do have one book that if you like Star Wars, maybe you'll like this. Now, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'll read over the description with you a little bit. Yeah. But, did you want to open a library card today? Of course, yes. So, what we're gonna need to do is just get some basic info. I'm gonna take down your name, put it on your card, I'll write it for you, and then I'll take your email address, your phone number, and your home address as well. Of course, it's just standard. We want to make sure, if our books go missing, if our items go missing, we want to know where they are, and as they like to put in the training, where we can find you. Seems a little Liam Neeson from Taken for me, but I didn't create the training. Yeah. It's nothing serious, yeah. Really, it's just, we can send a bill to your address or send you reminders if the book is drastically overdue. So, do you mind if I start with the fiction book that I think you'll like, and then we'll go to the Star Wars books? Alright. Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with that, yeah. Usually, I'm open for anything as well, and especially with books, you never know what you're gonna find. And just for reference, our fiction section is actually over that way. Yeah, the shelves, you can't miss them. The nonfiction section is a lot more business-like, but the fiction section, if you look at the end of the aisles, they have little papers with letters on them. If you look in the nonfiction section, there's little papers with numbers on them. That is our way to catalog, and that goes by last name of the author. And for nonfiction, that goes by a reference number, and that is why the number system is used over there. Right. So, you probably got a glimpse of this. I mean, it's kind of right here, but it's a Ranger's Apprentice. Now, it's more of a teen fiction book, but in my opinion, teen fiction is a lot of fun. Adult fiction is sometimes like a difficult read. There's going to be a lot bigger words. You will learn a lot more. But if you want a chill, good vibes book, teen section, young adult section, they don't use words like promiscuous, automatopoeia, persnickety. Like, pretty big words. Automatopoeia, yeah. Yeah, that's the, it's like, if I went like this and said pow, or a pow sign just appeared. It's kind of like the old Batman shows, I believe, but definitely the comics, yeah. So, Ranger's Apprentice, this is actually book 3. We do have book 1. Yes. Okay, so yeah, I actually just put book 1 back on the shelf, and book 3 came in today. Yeah, you caught me at a fantastic time, by the way. Got all these amazing items at my desk here, and I was just stepping back from lunch, actually, yeah. So, Ranger's Apprentice follows a ranger named Will. And basically what the rangers are is, if you've ever heard the term guile, not Kyle, guile, Guile, basically it's like sneaking, but you can find rangers in the shadows. Their weapon of choice is a bow and arrow, and some of their favorite things, at least in John Flanagan's series, is the sax knife, and a throwing knife as well, yes. Alright, so, yeah. I would like to read you the description, and you can decide for yourself if this sounds like it's the series for you. We do have book 1 over there, which is called The Ruins of Gorlan. Yeah, it's Ranger's Apprentice, The Ruin of Gorlan. And it's a picture of a hooded person on the front. And it's by John Flanagan, yes, so you'll find it in the FLA section. Right. And then, yeah, book 2, if you enjoy book 1, is called The Burning Bridge. It's kind of like, it's a little bit of a continuation. Actually, it's a lot of a continuation of book number 1. But let's look at book number 3 for a second. Kidnapped and taken to a frozen land after the fierce battle with Lord Morgareth. Will and Evelyn are bound for Scandia as captives aboard a fearsome wolf ship. Halt has sworn to rescue his young apprentice, and he will do anything to keep his promise, even defy the king. And this is book number 3, The Icebound Land. And I don't want to spoil it for you, so we're not going to read everything. Yeah, of course. So, yep, the section was over there, FLA, and that is actually luckily on the actual paper at the end of the little section area. So, it'll be right at one of the ends, yeah. I think it's on the left side at the very end. Maybe. Yeah. No, okay. So, the way we have it, it would be on the right side. Yep, at the end. Of course, yeah. And yeah, the Star Wars books, I've got 2 here. 2 of actually my favorite. We've got Star Wars STARW, Star Wars, The Old Republic, and this is the Revan book. Now, I actually have one of these at home, the hardcover, because It's really hard to find the hardcover for some reason, especially this, original print version. Ooh, so hold on, the description here is super short. There's something out there, a juggernaut of evil bearing down to crush the Republic, unless one lone Jedi, shunned and reviled, can stop it. And this is by Drew Karpyshyn, who also wrote the Darth Bane Dynasty of Evil book. I'm not sure if he wrote the whole trilogy of Darth Bane. Yeah. But I've heard it's very good. I started reading it not too long ago. It's definitely a book about a very dark side person. It is a much darker book than the previous books in the canonical order. So, prologue. Yeah? Alright, let me set that aside for you. I won't spoil the prologue for you. Okay, so I have one book left to show you. And I don't know how to put this, but this is my favorite Star Wars book. This is easily S tier Star Wars book. I literally went out and bought every single book by Delilah Dawson after reading this book. Yeah, so like Phasma, and I believe the Dark Spire is the other one. Or not the Dark Spire, the Black Spire. That would be Star Wars Rise of the Red Blade, Inquisitor Rise of the Red Blade, When the Jedi Order Falls and Inquisitors Rise. And just hang with me for a moment. Let me show you what I'm dealing with here. Padawan Iskit Akaris has dedicated her life to traveling the galaxy alongside her master, learning the ways of the Force to become a good Jedi. Despite Iskit's dedication, peace and control have remained elusive. And with each setback, she feels her fellow Jedi grow more distrustful of her. Already uncertain about her future in the Jedi Order, Iskit faces tragedy. I'm not going to read that next part. You will just have to read about the tragedy. But I do not recommend books very often outside of the library, but anybody I know that likes Star Wars, I've recommended this book to. It is amazing. Sorry to burst your bubble like that, but I just have to get across the point of how amazing that book actually is. And I mean, I love the cover. That right there is Kit Akaris, who is, if I'm not mistaken, of the Sith species. Now, she does come from a very specific planet, yes, but she, if I remember correctly, yes, she went to her home planet and just, I won't spoil it, no. It's come out far too recently. It came out early 2024 or late 2023 or something like that. It was definitely recently, though. I think early 2024. Right. I remember I was having trouble sleeping, and so late 2023, hang with me here, because I was having trouble sleeping around that time too, and I started to read this book, and it really helped not put me to sleep, but it really just helped me feel fulfilled in those hours that I was awake. But would you like that over with your other stuff? Yeah? Fantastic choice. Just putting the other stuff back over here. And we've got all your stuff. Yep. Just where you saw me put it. And would you mind if I got that information from you? Alright. And your phone number? And you said the last four was... Alright, yeah, I got it. And your email address. Best email address, it doesn't have to be your main one. If you don't want library notifications, I will say they're very helpful for when you just happen to forget, which in this day and age is so easy with everything. Yeah. Alright, and... Right. Okay, got that down. And what do we need? Yeah, usually it's a good, the system works, but I've tried checking people out today, and the checkout works, but when it comes to creating a card, I've tried like 3 times today and it's not working, so my apologies. I will put this in as soon as our system is up and get you squared away. I will give you a temporary library card, no worries. Yeah. And okay, yeah, your address. That okay. And is that with an A? Okay. Boulevard, Road, Court. Okay, yep. I will just sit that off to the side. Thank you for your patience and hanging with me this entire time. I know I like to rant and rave about my favorite books, and you have been an absolute trooper. So, enjoy your games, books, and movie. Yeah. Alright, yeah, I will see you soon. These are due back in 14 days. So, if you want to renew them online, you can. Or if you want to renew them in person, you can. If you could renew them in person just this once, that would be extremely helpful. Yeah. Alright. Have a fantastic day and enjoy your stuff.